Hi, my name is Bernie Maloney. I'm an Agile coach and certified Scrum trainer based in Silicon Valley. I'd like to welcome you to the next installment in my as yet unnamed semi-monthly series of short Agile videos. For today's topic, I'd like to cover some material I call See the Whole. It's actually a segment of one of my conference presentations. If you'd like to get a copy of the slides from that presentation, I'll show you how at the end of this video. Now, I get clients and students who say, Bernie, Agile stuff's really good for startups, but I work in an enterprise, or I've got a PMO. And for them, I like to tell them about some of my personal experience about 20 years ago working in a division of HP that went from startup to shipping about $1 billion a quarter of hardware products using Agile principles. Now, since this material is based in my own personal experience, I want to point out that it's Creative Commons licensed. So startups tend to form along an axis of, wow, here's a really big market, what can we sell to it? Or wow, here's some really cool technology, who can we sell it to? They tend to form around a CTO and a CMO, and they might have a team. Well, as they get bigger, they need a little bit more specialization. They need to bring more people in. So they might have business development and sales. They might get into product management. On the technical side, they might have architecture and build and QE and IT, and they may even have technology partners. Now, as organizations get bigger, they need to have some general and administrative functions as well. So G&A type functions exist in any business, and you've heard of them before. These are things like finance and legal and human relations. Now, as those organizations get bigger still, they recognize, wow, we might need to have some talent around support and some talent around documentation. And that IT organization, maybe we need to segment that into applications and operations. And perhaps like me, you were in a manufacturing organization. So this axis works really good for startups where they're starting up the business, but it misses one thing. As you get out and you build a more mature business, you've actually got to run things. And that's where it helps to think of things in a second axis between this start and run, and start to see these groups as parts of the organization like marketing and engineering and support and operations. So this part of the organization is really your offensive team, creating and maintaining a product, versus G&A functions are kind of like your defensive team. So think about it. Why does an organization have HR? Well, frankly, it's to keep the organization from getting sued. Well, what about finance? Well, we've got financial reporting laws, and, well, legal. Now, let's think about those PMOs. A lot of times, PMOs start to think in terms of what's our staffing for this project? Well, that's an HR topic. What's our accrued value? That's a financial reporting topic. And what's our statement of work? That's kind of a legal contract that we're working on. So you can see this mindset difference between the offensive team and the defensive team. It really helps to start thinking in those terms of recognizing that a lot of project management in that classic way starts to think about safety for the organization versus this part is about really building the business. This is where Agile works really, really well. And in fact, here in Silicon Valley, Paul Peisner with CollabNet version 1 likes to point out that this part of the curve, or this part of the organization, works really well in Agile because they're creating new stuff. But because this part of the organization that's running things really needs stability, that's where lean really comes in. This is a nice whole picture that I've seen work for organizations from 4-person teams all the way up to that $1 billion a quarter business that I referenced. Now, if you found value in these concepts, I'd love for you to share this video. And if you'd like to stay in touch with me or get a copy of the slides from that conference presentation, you can shoot this QR code or go to the URL that's right here, bit.ly/contact Bernie with both the C and the B capitalized. With that, thanks very much, and I hope you're going to get to see the whole of your organization.